I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. Conor McGregor is back, trash talking, shit talking. You'll do what you're told, yeah? Conor McGregor is here and he is here to stay. UFC 329 press conference just dropped a few hours ago and I'm going to be breaking it down. Everything that went down, let's get into it. So the press conference starts, all the guys come out. There's only four guys. They've just had Paddy, Benoit, Conor, and Max come up, and that's probably a good thing. You know, you got guys like Gable Steveson, who talks like he's reading from an AI prompt. You got Robert Whittaker, who's a great guy, but he's not going to add much depth or intrigue to a press conference. And you've got Nikita Krylov, who can't speak a lick of English. So it makes sense they got the main four guys, the big four stars, up there on stage. Obviously, most of the questions are going to be coming towards Conor, but I think Benoit actually got more questions than Paddy Pimblett, which is interesting because Benoit just kind of says the same thing. Like obviously English is a second language, you know. He's like, we sifo va, you know. Like he's kind of just saying the same thing. But Benoit is entertaining up there. Benoit actually size mogged Paddy. Benoit is actually looking big up there. And it's a risky fight for Paddy Pimblett, but I think Paddy Pimblett's going to get it done. Paddy Pimblett realistically wasn't really talking that much shit on the mic. He looked content. I think Conor's a bit of a hero of his, so it makes sense that he's just sitting there taking it all in. And Max Holloway and Conor McGregor actually had some back and forths. Max Holloway was talking a bit more shit than usual, but he was spamming the classic, "We gonna find out Saturday night, brother. It is what it is, brother. We gonna find out Saturday night. It is what it is, man." Like he was spamming the same shit, but he was shit talking McGregor a bit. You know, he said he dropped him. I dropped your ass with a high kick, and he's talking about deep waters. I'm gonna drag your ass to deep waters, and Conor's, "You're not gonna land a glove on me." There was a moment where one of the reporters asked Conor how he rated Max Holloway's boxing, and I think he said something like abysmal. He was like, it's abysmal. And then the reporter asked Max what he thought about that, and Max like tried to say abysmal too, but he was like, Bismarck. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. So that was good. Good old Max Holloway, bit of CTE. We love to see it. Other than that, you know, it was pretty vintage. It was vintage Conor McGregor. Look, it wasn't the sharp, quick-witted, this guy is insane on the mic, Conor McGregor that we saw on the come up. You know, there were moments where old prime McGregor would have had some really good comebacks, but you know, he was yelling, he had the gravelly voice, he was singing, you know, there was some shit talk. Like, you can't really ask for much more out of a guy who's been there, done that, said it all. You know, we've seen every version, every variant of Conor McGregor. We've seen hungry Conor McGregor, we've seen fat Luyan Conor McGregor, we've seen boxing Conor McGregor, we've seen whiskey, alcoholic Conor McGregor, cokehead McGregor, and now we've seen God-fearing, blessed, locked in Conor McGregor. And in all honesty, it's just a blessing to see. We saw his wife, Dee Devlin, and his kids there in the front row. You know, he looks happy. He looks locked in. He's obviously putting on a show for the press conference, but I think he is understanding of how important this fight is for his career and how much it means to him and how much he needs to get this win. You know, it's basically career over if he goes out there and he looks like crap against Max. Not that Max is a slouch. You know, the best of the best lose to Max Holloway. The undisputed lightweight champion of the world lost to Max Holloway. But if Conor goes out there and he just looks completely washed, he can't stand on the leg properly, can't throw kicks, he gasses out in under a minute, it's not looking likely that he's going to be able to come back and have these big fights in the future. So he is aware of the fact that this is big and he wants to test himself. He wants to see how he does. He's obviously confident with his skills. He's obviously confident in himself. So he's going to go out there and he's going to try. He's going to try his best. And we saw in the press conference how locked in he is. Max Holloway actually looked a little bit scared of him in the face-off when he threw the hand out with the meta glasses and the kick bulletproof vest or whatever Max Holloway was wearing. So it's big, man. It's a big fight feel. It feels massive. I think it is a little bit overshadowed by the World Cup, and it is a little bit shadowed by the UFC White House card. Maybe there's a bit of fatigue there. Maybe the blood rush for Conor McGregor returning isn't quite there, isn't quite what it once was. But you can only replicate lightning in a bottle a couple times, and Conor's done it 3, 4, 5 times since the biggest selling pay-per-views of all time all belong to Conor McGregor. And this press conference did numbers. The embedded episodes are doing numbers. The countdown episode did numbers. He's still a massive star. I know friends that are casual UFC fans at best talking about this, hyped for this fight. So it is big, man. It is big, and it was good to see. It's just nice to see Conor McGregor on a press conference and to actually be able to watch it live this time instead of watching a rerun like I did back in the day, because, I got into the sport after McGregor had broke his leg. So I was going back and I was rewatching the old press conferences. It's nice to see one live. It's nice to see the energy. Everyone seems happy. Everyone seems locked in. It's going to be a banger fight. And I really hope for a competitive fight between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. And I think all signs are pointing towards that. This is at 170. Max Holloway's chin has been tested. Conor's going to be the bigger man out there. Conor's locked in. We've seen what he can do when his back is up against the wall, when he's the underdog. And it's amazing, quite frankly. So there's my quick little breakdown and reaction to the press conference. Just a nice Conor press conference, a couple viral moments, the ba 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 ba, yeah. That was good. That was good to see, He referenced the Toro moment. And we love to see it, man. Conor McGregor back in the limelight, locked in. He looks big. He's just weighed in 170. He actually looked a little bit drained on the scale, so that indicates he's cutting weight. We've seen the before and after photos. He looks basically the same as he did in his last 155 bouts. So I don't know what that says. Maybe he's kept the muscle mass, and maybe it's going to be a good sign, or maybe it's not a good sign. It means he hasn't bulked up and he hasn't had the size advantage. And he hasn't got the size advantage that you might need against Max Holloway. But we're going to see, man. We're going to find out Saturday night. Big fight feel, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Like and subscribe. I'll see you boys later. That was a sick fucking press conference. I don't care what anyone says. Conor McGregor is back and he is ready. Then I'll tell you, yeah?